Good morning, my friends. I'm by the sea. The sun it's rising, and I won't talk about the clouds this time. I don't wanna. I just want to say that they are distracting us. They are creating all of this, believe it or not, to distract us from going within. Naturally, I strongly believe that if left alone, we as a race, the human race, naturally we tend to cooperate and we tend to share with each other. And naturally we would help each other. So all that is happening in the history that we've been told, it's been basically created to the point that they force people to end up fighting each other because they took away everything. They left only the minimum for us to survive, and to make sure that we would only, go through life on ego-based belief. They told us that there are enemies, there are people that different. They created a system where first they created separation with what the so-called countries, and then they created an idea of diversity that doesn't exist because we are all the same. We are all brothers and sisters. But they created a separation. They created countries so that we would be taught to feel, to belong to a certain land, so that it will be more easy to manipulate the people and to get them one against each other. All is just a distraction, because without that we would questioning why the fuck we exist. And it's becoming like now something that I talk often in those videos. Without all the bullshit that they place in front of us with the so-called jobs, career, and when is that not enough, the privations, wars. What is happening now is not happening by accident, it's by design, it's all planned, it's all properly planned. Everything is a fucking distraction. The climate is being manipulated to an extent that the change that was coming, obviously, from what the big corporation have been doing to the environment, is being amplified by what they are doing, basically manipulating it, the weather, using various technology and so on. Everything is to make sure that we don't stop questioning what we are, why we are here, that eventually would bring to a more spiritual approach of our existence, because we are naturally good. We are not. What they told us is only to control us. When they said, "Oh, if humans are left without rules and control, they're gonna kill each other. They're gonna do evil things." It's all bullshit. I don't believe that. I can see that when we are not manipulated to one against each other, we always end up try to help, try to share what we have when we have it. Because once you are not when your emotion is not redirected to fear, our natural state is to feel empathy for people. And that's the other reason why they disconnected us from each other, so that we can even develop naturally, like before, like this empathy. So all that is happening in purpose. And you need to understand that there is not a lack of resources. They can print money from thin air. They can print like an unlimited amount of money for themselves. They don't need to earn those money because they print them. And they have as much they want. Because what they want is control. And it's definitely our fears and worries, those negative emotions that we automatically develop, when we live in a system where it's about limitations and wars and stress. It's all negative and lower emotions. So for some reason, they need us to be in this way, and I strongly feel that it's more. It's like they can feed. It's like if they need our lower emotions, lower energies, because that's how they can feed themselves. It feels like that their food is our negative emotions. Well, just a thought. You can, think whatever you want to think. I just hope that I planted some seed that make you eventually at some point to question all the narrative. The story is from back in 2017, where at the time before I moved to Edinburgh. So that was at the beginning of my journey in UK, and externally things were going pretty well. Enjoying what I was doing, enjoying friendship. I would say externally everything was into place. Work, whatever work means, friends, having fun, relationship. But even I had literally almost all the things I wanted. I was down a rabbit hole that was of anxiety, worries, stress, depression. So on my day off, decided to go to visit Brighton at the time, one of my favorite city around London, and maybe probably I think one of my favorite cities in UK, due to the fact that it's by the sea, where that the community is an alternative community, quite open-minded, diverse, multicultural, and the city always reminded me about Auckland, that it's Auckland and New Zealand that have been so important for me, for my development, spiritual development. So I took the train and I headed to Brighton to spend the day, walking around, just spending some quality time by the sea, surrounded by nature. So I took one of my favorite walks that basically from Brighton takes you to another town called New Haven, and this is a nice walk that it's done by the sea. At some point, it takes you on the top of a cliff, facing and obviously the sea, and then if you keep walking, it will eventually take you to Seven Sisters. That it's a series of cliffs in heading to Eastbourne, quite famous. So I was, it was a sunny day, and I had this, heavy anxiety and and worries, and while walking on the cliff, I start to feel like, what if I jump? If I jump from the cliff, it's all over. And the feeling was so strong. It was really, really strong. I was like, all I need to do is just one jump. I fell down, smash on the rocks, and all of this, it's over. So I walked toward the cliff, and standing there, I started, to thinking, imagining, me jumping. It was a constant thought of me jumping. And for a moment, I really wanted to do it. But then, many thoughts start to come into my head, and especially the fact, like, all I've been trying to do since, I started the blog, all my, journey until that point, and then, from that point, like since I came to UK, where I wanted to make some difference in people's lives. All those thoughts that made me think, I can't do it, because all I've been talking about it in that years, about how love can help us to go through all of this mess, and all my talking about being positive and feeling positive. I felt like like jumping and kill myself would have been literally the opposite of what I was preaching at the time. So I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and I just got back on the path, and I kept walking toward New Haven, and then back to Brighton, spend the day in town, and then back home. Over the years, the thought about commit suicide and killing myself has been there many times, like on and off, because as we trying our best to change our lives while we try to help others. It's even true that this body, it's basically made of any kind of emotions, and there are times where those emotions are very low, and and then when you look out there and you feel I cannot understand why, like, I'm here. I don't know why I'm here, and all I want is just everybody happy, but I needed to, in a daily basis, protect myself from the world, protect myself from negative energy, protect myself from, a society that try to literally rip me off. And so you feel like, why I have to? it doesn't make sense. And then, and then you might start to think about, like, well, all I need to do is hand the game, jump, kill myself, and it's over. But then you feel like, well, it would be over. I mean, if I'm in this game not knowing why I am, so what tells me that I might be put inside the game again? So it's, like it's all thoughts that I cannot answer. But that's the reason why, when I have those negative thoughts, I just remind that, well, if I'm play the game, then I have to play in my way, and definitely the way playing the game differently than as they want. It's to help other people, going within, and not like literally listening to any of the bullshit we see in a daily basis on the news. So the opposite of what the system wants is to stop chasing only our inner peace, and while we are chasing our inner peace, trying to make other people's lives in peace as well. And that would be to go against the system. Now, from that day in Brighton, many things changed, because, I mean, that day in Brighton was even a day to explore a city that I thought about to move to live in, and then and then I ended up actually moving to Edinburgh. So many things happened over the years that led to what is I am now, and I feel so strongly that as I reached a better understanding of my inner self, the outside world, it felt to go, worse and worse, like if it's responding to my trying to change. So if we can believe that everything's it's just also some philosopher believes that there is nothing out there except us, and everything is just a creation for us to learn. Or we can, there are people that believes that we are stuck in a simulation, and the simulation respond to our thoughts, because they are connected to us, we are connected to the simulation. So the feeling is that as I've been able to find more inner peace and try to get on that path, the world is becoming more troublesome, so that I won't keep with this, try to find this inner peace. I don't know if it makes sense. Because as I was in a constant state of fear, things externally felt like, I would say, okay. But as soon as I started slowly, to get more into my inner peace and living a more joyful and peaceful life, like all the externals felt like crumbling around me, falling apart. So that's just reinforcing the idea that is just an illusion, that that nothing of what we think it's real is actually it is, and I strongly believe that it's not. I don't think it is. I don't think absolutely that it is real, and I can, I experienced it way too many times now to say that this is real. This is an illusion. It's just we've been programmed to feel it as something real, but it's not. It's not. It's just an illusion. And when our body die, the illusion dies with us. There is this interesting video I watched a few weeks ago where they were saying that basically our eyes create, so everything's it's created in the subconscious, and so everything is within. So as the subconscious, has beliefs or create a belief system, we experiencing externally, and we see it through our eyes. So the eyes, what we call eyes, it's actually creating this visual illusion. But the visual illusion, it's created from within, in what we call the subconscious. I like the idea. It makes more sense than many other things, and I personally witness the fact that as I changed my inner beliefs, the external changed. So, to end, I won't kill myself anytime soon, and while I'm still in this fucked up game, all I want is really to make the life of people better. Make them smile, make them feeling lighter, being there for people when they need as much as I can. I might not be able to do it all the time, but it's my first thought in the morning and my last thought at night. So since that day in Brighton, many things changed, and I believe many things changed for the better, and for me within, and I just want to reach a point where really I can impact positively as many lives as possible. Peace and love. I'm gonna go for a ride. Namaste.